Yo, what is up, YouTube? What's up, everyone? It's your boy Joe Barber once again on my way to work. It is Tuesday. Today's the 16th, and it's about 9:50 a.m. Very close to opening my barber college. I gotta submit the paperwork. I gotta make a cashier's check for $500, and I gotta submit all the stuff that they asked for. Now, people may not know all the details on opening the school, but in the state of Texas, the one change that they made is they got rid of the instructor's license program. So you can't become an instructor anymore. So now anyone can be an instructor as long as you have a barber license. So I'm pretty sure a lot of schools are going to try to pop up here and there. The one thing that I know that they're going to ask, that they're really tight about, is your finances. You have to make sure that you have enough finances in the bank in order to be approved. So along with everything else, you got to have a good location. You got to have all the equipment. You got to have all the ups, downs, and in-betweens. So that's what I'm dealing with. And thankfully, I thank God that I have a lot of my friends that have schools already. They're sharing a lot of information with me to enable me to do what I got to do here in San Antonio. Now, the reason that I felt like it was imperative for me to open up a barber college is because, first off, I think that there needs to be a barber that cares in that sense, that has also been able to accomplish a lot of the great things that people want to do. Like, you want to work for different companies. You want to become, known for something, or you want to be able to cut celebrities or whatever. And I've done all those things, and it's great, and I love barbering, but I see barbering in a different aspect than a lot of people do. There's a lot of areas in being a barber that we have to work on that I never had anybody teach me. I had to learn through trial and error, and I sacrificed a lot. And but it's life, that it happens. And I just want to share with you guys out there, regardless of what people think of you, people are going to think bad or good about you regardless, man. That's what you think about yourself, and you have to be real with you, and you have to know what tendencies you have, what bad habits, all that stuff. You have to be real with yourself and say, like, you know what, man, would I be a good owner? Would I want to work for me? And it's the same thing with being a school owner. Would I want to be taught by someone like me? And that's the way I approach it. I want to be able to reach people and help them become better human beings, help them understand about being an entrepreneur, being a business person, but the psychology of being a barber, and not limiting yourself to, I only want to cut Hispanics, or I only want to cut black people, or I only want to cut Asian people, or I only want to cut whatever ethnicity. I don't operate like that, man. I love the fact that I'm able to mix with different cultures. I respect everybody. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're, Buddhist. I don't care what you are. You're a human being first. We're all broken in some way, and we all need restoration. A haircut is a part of restoration for some people. So we need to understand that as barbers and as, cosmetologists, stylists, whatever we are. A lot of times people want to be pampered in that way. Now, I'm not saying you got to go do all this crazy stuff, but the services we provide, that's imperative to know that that's what we are. That's what we represent. We're in the people business. We're not in the hair business. You know what I'm saying? Just like McDonald's is not in the food business. They're in the property business. And when you look at it from that perspective, it starts to make sense to you. And for me, I love to be able to help people. I love to be able to guide people, give people a different perspective, and all positive influence, always positive. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's, whatever. I try to give my input on it. Now, I'm not going to say anything good, then I just keep my mouth, hey, man, that's out of my range, but I wish you well, and whatnot. I don't jeopardize my morals. I don't jeopardize my beliefs. But I'm open enough to know that, hey, man, whatever you believe in, that's between you and whatever. Like, I respect it because I don't know it all. I just know what God does for me in my life and where I'm headed and what I want to do. I'm going through a lot of changes myself as far as maturity, as far as growth, spiritually, mentally, the understanding of grasping what by me being alive, what my purpose is. Like, why am I here? You know, and what do I bring to the table? Who am I? And what makes me happy? All those things are the questions that I ask myself daily. Every day I ask myself that. Because I want to know, like, am I just doing stuff to make other people happy, or am I doing this because it makes me happy? Am I doing this because somebody else kind of steered me in this direction? Or do I feel like this is why I'm here? This is fulfilling my destiny kind of question. I don't live for the weekend. I used to a long time ago. And now I'm just like, man, every day I wake up 5:30. Sometimes I wake up at 4, it depends. And I meditate and I think about what I really want in my life and who I want to be around. That's important. I want to be around people that are like-minded. I want to be around people that are thriving in whatever it is that they're doing, but they're also grateful. They're also empathetic. They're also, giving, but also knowing what boundaries are and putting boundaries and saying no. Like, those kind of things are healthy. So I just wanted to share with y'all, man, like, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, wherever you're at, a lot of people that you may see that look, like they're making it and they're living the good life, and man, trust me, they've been broken a few times, and it's okay. And you're gonna be broken a few times, and it's okay. You gotta overcome it. Don't curl up and give up, man. Don't do it, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to just to give up and say, you know what, man, I'm done. Can't take anymore. Nah, you can, and you will, because when those things happen, it's preparing you to elevate you. And I'm telling you from experience, man, I've overcome a lot of stuff in these past 2 years. There's a lot of change happening in my life, and I'm beginning to understand how to control my emotions, how to be more of a logical thinker, how to apply myself beyond just my talents and my skills. The bigger picture and what I want to attract to myself. Who do I want to attract to myself? All these things are parts of my life that I never even thought about, like tapping into or trying to be a part of. So now that I'm doing that, now that I'm reading, every day I read. I got a couple of books that I'm reading. Think and Grow Rich, a book called Limitless, the psychology of, what is it called? The psychology of something, of success. I think that's what it is. Those are 3 books that I'm reading. And there's 2 other books that I just ordered online. There's another book that I ordered that I haven't even began to read. And the reason I read all these books is because I really want to be drawn closer to becoming whole in my life. And not that God can't do that, because God is my God and God is not limited at all. But I feel like by me diving into these books and learning things that have worked for other people, it gives me a better perspective, and not just like what I've been taught. I've been learning to unlearn a lot of the nonsense that I grew up with. And for example, I grew up in the neighborhood, in the projects, and I was programmed to believe, hey, you protect the barrio, you die for the barrio. If you're with us, we're familia, and wow, all this stuff. And I'm all about raza. Like, I love my people. I love a lot of people, but I'm saying, like, I love my people. Like, I want to do more for them, more for the hood, more for my community. But some of those beliefs that I grew up with, that I'm willing to take a bullet for my homeboy and I'm willing to go to jail and do, like, no, that's not healthy. That's not a healthy way of living life, because you're your own person. And push come to shove, someone that you think that took that oath with you is not going to take it to the grave, bro. They're not. And then you're left holding all this baggage and holding all this trauma that you thought you were proving your loyalty to. And I'm all about loyalty, but not at the expense of your at the expense of your peace, at the expense of your character. No, that's dumb. That makes no sense. So I grew up that way. So I'm unlearning that. I'm unlearning a lot about relationships, about friendships. You know, just because you've been my friend for 20 years doesn't mean that you love me and you want what's best for me. You may not even love yourself. And how do I expect you to love me and want what's best for me when you don't even know what's best for you? So that expectation, because somebody has been my friend for so long, I'm taking that back and I'm like, okay, man, I'm not holding that against them. Not that I don't love my friends. It's just that expectation of like, oh no, that's my homie. He's gonna look like, no, I can't put that out there, because then when they fall short, and they will, because of whatever circumstances they may be facing, then I'm gonna think different of them. And then it's gonna be, you know, it might grow into animosity. It might grow into these things. But if I never sit down with my friend and talk to them about how I feel, and maybe they're not mature enough to even understand it. And that's sometimes with a case. Some people, they live their life just for the weekend. They still stay at home with mom, grandma, or, you know, somebody, and they don't want to ever be out of their comfort zone. So they do what's comfortable, and it's okay for them if that's what they want, man. I'm not here to be judgmental towards anyone, but who I am and what I'm trying to do in my life, and what I feel a lot of people need to do, that want to become entrepreneurs, you got to get out of your comfort zone, man, and you got to push yourself to be the best that you can. And trust me, you're going to get crushed in the process. Just like anything, man. When you sign up for the military, they break you down and build you right back up. And that's what happens in life. When you ask God to be strong, and you ask God, you know, for these gifts, and you ask God for all these blessings, believe me, He'll deliver. But at what cost? What are you willing to sacrifice so God can bless you? And I'm not saying that you have to sacrifice anything specific, but you got to be willing to give to get. And that's how it is in life. And trust me, man, I've gone through a lot in my life. There's been a lot of times when I wanted to give up. There's a lot of times my heart's been broken because I loved a certain person and they didn't reciprocate that love. And I thought that they were down with me. I thought they, you know, had all these good intentions because I've proven myself to them. And I have that expectation, like, nah, I looked out for them, I helped them, I gave them money, I did all these things that if you love someone, they're gonna appreciate it. And no, people tend to do what's best for them, and a lot of people operate on emotion, and a lot of people operate on what's best for them at that moment. They don't think about the long game. They don't think about the past and be like, you know what, man, this dude sacrificed a lot. They don't think like that because they don't operate on that frequency. And it's okay, but it's detrimental to you if you operate that way and you expect them to reciprocate that. So I'm just sharing that with y'all, man, because in life we need guidance sometimes, and sometimes we need people that we can relate to. Because you can listen to, you know, Tony Robbins, or you can listen to, you know, Bob Proctor, you can listen to Joe Dispenza, all these great people, but they're not local. They don't look like you. You may not ever meet them in person. And me, I ain't hard to find, but I'm living it out, man. And I promise you, I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to overcome a lot of these obstacles that they put against us, all the stereotypes, thinking because I'm from the projects or because I don't have a formal education, I don't have a degree, I don't have all these things, but I don't put these limitations on myself. All that stuff I'm undoing, and I encourage you to look into that. You know, look into undoing all the bad, you know, limiting yourself or limiting, you know, even women. I don't want you to ever feel because you're a woman, you're not capable of becoming a great barber or becoming an owner or becoming whatever. You know, because I grew up with women, oh, you gotta, you know, take care of your husband, take care of this, which is all great. I'm not saying, but you're not here just for that purpose. You know, you can be a boss too. You could run the show and you can do what you want to do. And I'm all for that. And yes, when it comes to relationship, of course, I know we're created different. Women and men are created different. We tick different. We operate different. But when it comes down to it, man, I want to empower women as well, because we need that. We need more women that want to become more, and for them to get out of their comfort zone and say, you know what, I'm going for it, and it's gonna suck, it's gonna hurt, but I want to do this, and I'm all for that. But I just wanted to share with y'all guys out there, and when I say guys, I mean everyone. I don't mean like just men. I don't don't get in my comments and be like, stop saying that, Joe. That's just how I speak. But even when I say y'all, it's like people are like, what's that mean? It's like you all. But I'm from Texas, so we talk like that. But anyways, man, I wish blessings to everyone that's watched this video, everyone that's subscribed, everyone that's supported, man. Like, I know I'm not putting a lot of content out there with haircuts and stuff like that, and I'm not burned out. I love cutting hair. I mean, I stay busy. I promise you, man, I cut about 9 people a day. My haircuts, average price $50. I do my thing, man. I get it done, but I want to do more. I feel like I have other talents that I can share with people. I'm not just like a portrait barber. I'm not just a design barber. I'm not just like, yeah, man, I've done all these great things, but I'm more than that. And I want to share that with a lot of people, because I want to empower a lot of the minority. And I'm not excluding white people, but I'm talking about a lot of the people that are growing up in poverty and misunderstood, miseducated. Our school system isn't designed to create entrepreneurs. It's not. So I understand that now. I studied it, I looked it up, and I did all the research. So then I'm like, damn, man, it's crazy how they don't teach us about finances, financial literacy. They don't teach us about taxes. They don't teach us about corporations. They don't teach us about branding. They don't teach us about all these things. But they taught me about algebra and trigonometry. I'm never going to use trig, not even algebra. So there's a lot of stuff that I learned in school, and I have to unlearn it because it's just like not beneficial to me. Now, if you're going to be a scientist and you're going to be a mathematician or anything like that, great. But they never asked me what I wanted to be and then set me up to get to that point. It's just whatever they felt I needed, and that's what I did. But yeah, man, so I don't ever want y'all guys to ever limit yourself, man. That's the message today, is that don't limit yourself. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to do better for yourself and for those that you love. I want y'all guys to understand that it's going to take sacrifices. It's going to take a lot of dedication, but you can get it done. I promise you, and I believe in you. I'm going to keep pushing to become what I got to become, because that's what I want to do with my life. I want to fulfill my purpose, and I know I can do it because I believe in myself, and I've overcome so much up to this point. So why stop now? I'm 40 years old. Most of my boys are already out my house. I got my youngest, he's 16. He'll graduate high school when he's 17 years old. I don't know if he's going to become a barber. I don't know what he's going to do with his life. Right now, he's just pursuing basketball. So I support him in that. It sucks because I can't go to his basketball games because I'm constantly busy. But I need to make it a priority to go to one of his games or a few of his games, because I did that for all my boys. And right now, the whole COVID thing kind of messed everything up for us. But we'll see what happens. But anyways, I'm going to end this video, man. And I want to say just thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting. And regardless of what's going on in your life, man, keep your head up. Don't give up, man. Don't give up. And don't limit yourself. Ever. All right, man. Y'all stay blessed and y'all stay faded.